Hello and welcome to our first module in this course that considers Panorama's portfolio reports, providing all the insights you need for managing your clients' portfolios. In this module, we're going to take you through Panorama's reporting tools, including portfolio valuation, asset allocation, monitoring movements within a client's portfolio, and tools that allow you to include external non-Panorama assets in portfolio reporting. A reminder, we'll be focusing on the desktop or internet login for Panorama. Note the functionality we'll consider is also available within Panorama's mobile apps, and these are explored in a separate dedicated learning course. Starting with the portfolio valuation, you'll notice it defaults to the current date. You can nominate a historical date to get an accurate valuation of a client's portfolio for any day in the past, since inception. The valuation appears with a compressed view and subtotals for each asset type, those being cash, term deposits, listed securities, managed funds, managed portfolios, and also tailored portfolios. The default view will be by asset type, and you can also drop down to display subtotals only. With the default asset type view, each group can be expanded out for further details on the underlying assets held. Expand out one at a time by clicking on the arrows, or select Expand All to reveal the entire portfolio. And Collapse All will revert back to view at a high level again. Expanding out cash will reveal the cash management or transaction account attached to the client's Panorama account. Dollar value and percentage of the total portfolio valuation will be displayed, in addition to an action icon, providing a quick option to enter deposit or payment instructions for the client account. Outstanding cash movements could appear here and will display cash that's still to be deducted or received for confirmed cash transactions that have not yet settled. In relation to income accrued, Panorama uses an accruals-based accounting system as opposed to the cash-based accounting system historically used by investment platforms. The advantage of using an accruals-based system is Panorama can report income earned but not yet received, including interest and dividends. This is a more accurate and timely representation of a client's current portfolio valuation. Expanding out the term deposit asset type reveals details for all term deposits currently held by the client, including the interest rate and payment frequency, maturity instructions, and the principal amount invested. Interest accrued but not yet received for term deposits is clearly displayed and reflected in the client's current portfolio valuation in line with Panorama's accruals-based accounting methodology. The action icon to the right provides the opportunity to change maturity instructions. Choose the relevant option before ticking the acknowledgement and updating here. There's also the ability to request an early withdrawal from a term deposit. You are presented with the current position and the withdrawal position, including the adjusted penalty interest rate for early withdrawal and the withdrawal date inclusive of the required 30 days notice. Expanding out listed securities, you'll see the key details for each ASX security held by your client. Panorama provides intraday pricing for ASX listed securities, and that means the valuation will be updated every 20 minutes while the market is open. Click on here to view summary price and performance details for each security. Market depth information is available here, and the top 200 ASX stocks will display a sustainability score. Click here to refresh and update to live prices and data at any time. Further information is available by clicking through with these options. Stock by stock dividend reinvestment can be selected here for securities that offer this. Action icons to the right for each security allow you to quickly buy or sell, saving you time by pre-populating an investment order form for trading. And income accrued in the context of listed securities will relate to dividends that have been announced but not yet received. We hope this will reduce your client queries asking why their share valuation has reduced during a time when the stock has gone ex-dividend. Expanding out the managed funds asset type, you'll find similar reporting fields. Again, click on the chart icon for further information on the current Morningstar profile, complete with access to download the most recent fund flyer and PDS. Reinvestment options for each managed fund can be easily viewed and updated as required. And again, buy and sell action icons save time and get you quickly trading in the client's currently held managed fund assets. Expanding out managed portfolios, also known as SMAs, you'll see each managed portfolio held by the client along with details including estimated capital gain or loss position and current valuation. One of the great features of managed and tailored portfolios on Panorama is the ability for your clients to expand these out further, effectively lifting the hood to see all of the underlying assets in the portfolio. This provides your clients with greater transparency than a typical managed fund, where there is generally no visibility of underlying assets. The fact sheet for each managed portfolio is accessible here. Click here to update asset exclusions if your client wishes to exclude specific underlying assets from the portfolio and substitute them with other assets, hold that allocation in the cash portion of the managed portfolio, or prorata it across the managed portfolio. You can tailor the portfolio's income preference for dividends and distributions to your client's needs. The default position is to reinvest income back into the portfolio. There is also the option to transfer dividends and distributions to the Panorama Cash Management or Transaction account, which may be desirable for some clients. And again, there are buy and sell action icons to save time and get you quickly trading in the client's already held managed portfolios. Tailored portfolios, if enabled for your dealer group or licensee, can also be expanded out to provide a similar view to managed portfolios and a similar look-through to the underlying assets in the portfolio. Panorama Investments accounts can also display external assets. This will often be most relevant for your SMSF clients and allow you to display a whole-of-fund portfolio view. External assets can either be entered manually or as part of an automated link to supported accounting software. We'll consider adding external assets later in this module. Most of the reports we'll consider in this monitoring and reporting course will provide the option to download the reports you see on screen in either a CSV or printer and client friendly PDF format. For the portfolio valuation report, be sure to tick this box if you'd like to display the underlying assets of a managed or tailored portfolio for a PDF download. Turning our attention now to the asset allocation. This report again opens to the current date, or you can select a historical date of your choice. The default view is exposure to each asset type, and you can select investment strategy, which alters the view, grouping instead by asset class. Panorama's interactive pie chart and legend allows you to drill down for further details, displaying the top 10 underlying holdings for the asset class selected. If you don't wish to view the pie chart, simply click here to hide it. And you can include external assets in the display by clicking here. Below the pie chart is a tabular representation of the underlying exposure to each asset type or class, in both dollar and percentage terms. As with the portfolio valuation view, you can expand on each category to view all the underlying assets. With the default view by exposure, you'll see which major asset class each underlying investment is exposed to. And this means you can see the underlying exposure in dollar and percentage terms for diversified managed funds. And again, you can flip the view to investment strategy for a different perspective. The next tab along in the Portfolio Views page is Movements. Here you can view the movements between an opening portfolio valuation and a closing portfolio valuation for a period of your choice. The default start date is the beginning of the current financial year or the establishment date of the account, whichever is the later. The default closing date is the current date. The movements will be broadly due to changes in capital, income, and also market movements. Each row can be expanded out for further details, with the sum being the change in portfolio value between the two dates selected. Advisors will appreciate having this report during their client review meetings when explaining the change in portfolio valuation over the intervening period. For Panorama investment accounts, you can record information about additional assets held outside Panorama. These external assets are not part of the account portfolio, but including them allows you to create a more complete picture of the client's overall investment position. You can either add external asset details manually online or for SMSF accounts via Accounting Software Connection data feed. You can only use one of these methods for a single account. To understand more about the external asset information sourced directly from connecting accounting software, please watch the relevant module in our separate SMSF solution learning course. To add an asset manually, select the type of asset you want to add, and then enter the details about the asset. When you've completed adding all the required external assets, save the changes to have them included in the account's portfolio valuation. A couple of notes about manually entered external assets. If an asset is also available as an investment in Panorama, for example, an ASX listed security, for reporting purposes, the asset value at any particular time will be the value as if it were acquired through Panorama. You only need to maintain the number of units held. If an asset is not available as an investment on Panorama, for example, an investment property, you will need to periodically enter and maintain the asset's value and valuation date. And please be aware, the method of manually adding details about external assets is not available for clients who are using Panorama's SMSF administration service, because the service provides automatic feeds of external asset data via the connected accounting software. You can view details about external assets in portfolio views covering both the valuation and asset allocation. The tick box option allows you to display external assets alongside the Panorama portfolio valuation, with individual external assets labelled accordingly amongst the full listing of underlying assets. Also, you can select a similar tick box option in the asset allocation page. We've made it easy for you to access assistance when using these portfolio reports for your client accounts. In addition to the ever-helpful Panorama support team, you can also find a wealth of assistance in the help and support section of your advisor site. Here, under Managing Your Clients and Monitoring and Reporting, access detailed help to understand these reports and how you can use them within your business and with your clients. So that ends this module in which we've walked you through Panorama's reporting in the Portfolio Views section, the valuation, asset allocation, movements, and also external assets reports. In the next module, we'll consider performance reporting for your client portfolios. Thanks, and we look forward to seeing you again.